Today we will be checking out the Infinix Hot 70 Pro. Another cool phone from Infinix. Let's see what it's all about here. Check out the box. And this one says dynamic shine design, active matrix cube. So that should be pretty cool. And then we just have some specs on the back here. Have the processor MediaTek D7100, IP68, waterproof, 144 hertz display, 6.76 inches, 50 megapixel Sony camera, and a 6,000 milliamp hour battery, 45-watt charging. There's some general specs here, and you guys can see this is the 256 gig version here. So let's get this out. All right, so this is the blue color. Slide that out here. And this one has a completely different texture from what we typically see from Infinix. The texture is like a I don't know, like a, I don't want to say leather, but it has like a kind of leathery texture to it, which is pretty cool. And yeah, so I really like this color. It's a very bright color as well. We have the little orange accent right here, texture button here as well. And we can go ahead and power this on. And let's see what else. Yeah, that's pretty much it. The phone does have a little bit of weight to it as well. It's 204 grams here. So let's let that boot up here. Let's see what else we get. We typically always get a pretty good unboxing experience from Infinix. Oh, so we actually get the clear case with the matching color on here. It's very nice. And we also do get a Type-C charger. And they always, typically include the charging brick. So we get a 45-watt charging brick with this device. Right, so I got the phone set up. Let's check out this cube here, the active matrix cube here. In the settings, it's similar to what we've seen from Infinix and some other phones. But this one, it's just a cool way to interact with notifications. It has like these little games like the roulette kind of thing. I don't really know what this is, Lucknum. But you guys can see has that, and you can create different effects as well too. So you can kind of like draw on here like different effects and stuff like that, which is pretty cool. And yeah, you can just mess around with the settings and stuff like that. So it's a very cool thing. Like I said, I really like it just for the notifications and stuff like that. I think it's a pretty cool little thing to have here. Now we also have the one tap button, so I have it set to the flashlight. If I just press it once here, so single press, it'll do flash memo, and then you could toggle this to whatever you want. So that is also another cool thing that I really like. And yeah, so we have that going for it. So hardware wise, really nice. I do really like it. It's not, your typical boring kind of budget phone here. It's pretty nice. And like I said, I'm really impressed. It has IP68. Now the fingerprint scanner is built into the power button, and like I said, this is my favorite implementation of getting into your phone. It feels extremely natural to just pick your phone up and just turn it on. It just feels natural to unlock it like this. I think it's still the best way to get into your phone. Also, let's go ahead and discuss the display here. So the display is fine. It's a budget phone, so you'll see a little bit of bezels. It's not totally even all around, which is not a big deal. It is an IPS panel, so that is something that I really like. It's an IPS LCD screen. These are much easier on the eyes, especially for me. I have dry eyes, and I got stigmatism and stuff like that. IPS screens are always way better for me. Just personally, right? I think there's a little bit of like research behind that, IPS screens being better, but regardless, it's a big display, 6.7 inches and 6.76 inches, and it's 1080p, 441 for the PPI, which is still pretty good. So the display remains pretty sharp, and yeah, we also have 144 hertz, so everything is blazing fast and pretty smooth on this phone when you're just doing your daily interactions. I think Infinix has really smooth animations. Like I said, for their budget phones, these animations are very smooth. I would argue even smoother than Samsung's budget phones, especially with this control. Center swipe down is always very consistent. That's something that we just see a lot of lag with One UI lately, with especially with the lower ends Samsung phones. But you guys can see the launching apps and everything is pretty solid. It is pretty fast, pretty smooth. Everything feels very instant. So I would say the display on here perfectly fine. The thing, it's not the crazy bright outdoors. So, I had it on high brightness. Um, it was bright enough to take pictures with, but if it's super sunny outside, like I said, it's not like crazy bright. So this phone has Android 16 out of the box. You get 3 years of updates. This one has the MediaTek Dimensity 7100. We also do get micro SD card support with this device here. So that is pretty cool. It's 128 gigs of internal storage, 6 gigs of RAM with UFS 2.2. It's able to play PUBG pretty well here. As you guys can see, we're able to hold 60 frames pretty easily here. If I put it into performance mode, I mean, we don't really need to. Still holding 60 frames here. And yeah, so overall, if you want to do like some casual gaming on PUBG, Call of Duty, I've never had a bad experience with any MediaTek Dimensity processors. They've always been pretty good, very efficient. So I would say that, if you are someone that wants to do casual gaming, then this would be a pretty solid phone. It's looking like so far. And I just really like that it has a SD card support. Now, as far as the Geekbench scores here for your reference here, you can see these are scores that I got with Geekbench 6. And like I said, for a phone, a budget phone, it's very fast. So animations and speed, like just opening things up, your general app loading and stuff like that, it is pretty it's pretty quick. Also what I really like about Infinix phones is that you actually get the AI. So Samsung restricts AI just for a comparison, right? They restrict it on like their very low end phones. This has, AI features. So you get the AI writing. It doesn't have, I don't believe it has all of them, but AI note, document assistant, translation assistant, recording summary. It has actually a lot of the AI features, which is pretty cool. So I would say that is, I think, great. And like I said, you can use their AI assistant, or you can use like you can see like the Gemini circle to search is on here as well too. Out of the box, I didn't change anything. So yeah, so I think that's pretty nice to have a budget phone that you can get access to AI features. Let's see what the speakers sound like. I'll put it closer to the mic. So the speakers sound okay. They are not terrible, but they definitely could be a bit louder, and could for sure use a bit more bass. I think just in general for watching like a regular YouTube videos and stuff like that, they're fine. You can hear them, but I would say definitely a little bit louder, more bass for sure. As far as the camera situation goes, there is a 50 megapixel standard camera on here. It is an auxiliary lens, and we also have up to 1440p, 30 frames per second. And the selfie camera is an 8 megapixel, and that also can shoot up to 1440p, 30 frames per second. So I think overall the shots on this phone are pretty solid. I don't necessarily have an issue with it. I was actually more so surprised with I was more so surprised with the overall like color of the shots. I thought the colors looked really good on here. But yeah, there's no ultra wide or anything like that, and your zoom is going to be about 10 times. So kind of reminds me of like a iPhone 16e type of a setup here. Um, but yeah, overall, the cameras and the video are pretty much what you expect from a budget phone. I think they're overall solid as a just a point and click camera to get a pretty nice photo. Overall, good detail and overall nice color. So I would say the cameras are fine. My favorite things about Infinix phones and other brands is that if we come right here to the IR blaster. This is something that we do not have in like the main flagships in the or just phones in general in the United States. As far as it comes to Apple, Google, and Samsung, sell a lot of phones here in the States. You do not have an IR blaster. It is very nice to have a phone that can control multiple TVs in the house and just multiple appliances. I think it's very cool. So that is something that I really like. So you can control all the things you see here. So that is something I think is cool that a lot of phones do not have. All right, so this phone has a 6,000 or a 5,600 milliamp hour battery. It just depends on the region, I believe. And you also have 45-watt charging, and you also do have 10-watt reverse wired charging. So this phone, like many of my other Infinix phones, should be able to easily get over 6 hours of screen on time, which I do consider all day battery life. So that is pretty much to be expected. 45-watt charging is pretty decent as well for a kind of a budget phone. So I would say overall my first impressions of the Hot 70 Pro is pretty good. I'm gonna continue using it and kind of let you guys give you guys an updated video on it. But so far, very cool phone. I really like the kind of matrix display thing. I think it's really cool. So be sure to let me know what you guys think